What's up, everybody? Welcome back. So there's been a lot of negotiation. So since Dana White tweeted that Islam Makhachev will be fighting in August, and the only numbered event in August is UFC 330. They're back in Philadelphia. It's been quite a while. So the two options are Michael Morales and Ian Machado Garry, and we're gonna go over and I'm gonna pick and tell you guys who I think really deserves the title shot. Without any further ado, let's get into the video. So we got up here in Tapology. Michael Morales' record, he's 19-0. So we're gonna take a look at a lot of his last few wins. Let's start off here with his most recent performance over Sean Brady, where he knocked him out in the first round, which was a very clean knockout, I would say. We're gonna start off by saying I think in that fight he had control the entire time. He's a long range boxer, very sharp hands, and that's how he knocked out Sean Brady. He had very good takedown defense, even though Sean Brady only landed one takedown, and that was 10 seconds before he did get knocked out. I must say this: I believe that Michael Morales could give Makhachev a tough fight, because if you look at Makhachev's fight with the first fight against Volkanovski and his fight with Dustin Poirier, the boxing sure seemed like it was affecting Islam a little bit. I mean, we can't say Jack, because Jack kind of got dominated in that fight, but Volkanovski and Dustin Poirier mainly, those two had the boxing, and they were using that very well. And if I'm not mistaken, Dustin Poirier did drop Islam Makhachev in that fight. So I do believe that Michael Morales could give him a tough fight. I just don't know if the takedown defense is there for the fight. Let's also take a look at his most recent performance against Gilbert Burns before fighting Sean Brady. Very good performance, setting up the knockout, but Gilbert Burns is past his prime. But hey, he be a veteran of the sport, in a very clean fashion. But I do believe that a lot of people wrestle like Gilbert Burns and Sean Brady, mainly trying to strike with him. And I believe that's why he hasn't been fully tested to the limit of the wrestling. Even his fight over here against Miguel Magny, the wrestling wasn't really tested much. He hasn't really faced people who were testing him with that wrestling, and that's why I feel like the flop will happen, and I feel like that's how he would lose against Islam Makhachev. But to be fair, I feel like what makes them keep. I feel like the reason why they stand and they don't land the takedowns, because he's very long rangey and his boxing is very effective. So it's kind of hard to land those takedowns majority of the time. So we can't really blame the fighter. Well, we could blame the fighters, but also his long range boxing is what keeps. I feel like what keeps them standing. And I feel like that's the weakness of the fighters. Even his most recent performance over Jake Matthews. Jake Matthews, I'm gonna be honest with you, Jake Matthews isn't considered the best guy to say is the best as a UFC fighter. He's a very decent fighter. I still think he is he may be a prospect still. But hey, he did go 3 rounds with Michael Morales. Not a lot of people can even do that. And then he had his other performance against Max Griffin. It was kind of surprising, but hey, I'm starting to see that Max Griffin does have a very good chin as a fighter. But Michael Morales does also have very long range boxing, and I just do believe that Max Griffin has a very good chin, and that's how he was surviving. And then his last performance over Adam Fugit. Hey man, it was kind of obvious he was going to win. Adam Fugit, man, when it comes to his head movement and moving around, it's absolutely terrible. Like, that is the worst thing about Adam Fugit. He don't set up nothing. He's like an average fighter. He's not very that good at when it comes to head movement, setting up. He has a very good kick, but he just doesn't use it. But now we're gonna take a look at Ian Machado Garry's. Taking a look at Ian Machado Garry's resume, let's take a look at his fights. Starting off with his most recent performance over Belal Muhammad. He dominated Belal Muhammad. Listen, I know Michael Morales is getting these knockouts, but Ian Machado Garry, he's just dominating these fighters, and I do believe that he will beat it. He may beat Islam. Okay, so obviously he has very decent striking, but he's very tall, 6'3". Him being very long rangey. He's very fast on his feet, and he has really good takedown defense. I know some of you guys are saying that Machado Garry doesn't have a chance against Islam. Yes, he does. Even though obviously he has pretty long range striking, he can pop that jab, and if you see, he's very fast on the feet. He doesn't try. He tries not to get hit as much. You can't call Machado Garry a boring fighter. He's just a dominant fighter, and just because they're dominant does not mean they're boring. It's all in technique. He's not boring. He's just the type of dude where he's just a dominant style. I believe that he's a better version of Conor McGregor, and I know y'all Conor McGregor fans are going to hate me for that. You can tag me all you want in the comments about, oh no, he's not. But he's very dominant. Mind you, I know Conor McGregor was kind of dominant too. But to be honest, guys, I know Michael Morales is very dominant as well. But what's more impressive, a first round knockout or winning or a dominant decision? A lot of you guys would say a first round knockout. And I totally disagree because, listen, you got a first round knockout, but you don't really get to show much except you got the power. The rest of the fight, you don't show how good of cardio you have, what you can prove on. All you do is finishing the person in the first round. Machado Garry, he don't hit very hard, but he's dominating. He's proving that he can go the distance. And mind you, let's take a look at his other performance against Carlos Prates. If I'm not mistaken, took that fight on like 2 weeks' notice. Demolished Carlos Prates. He absolutely demolished him. And I know some of you guys are saying that was an upset that Machado Garry won. Machado Garry is a good fighter. Like I said, his striking may not be the best we've ever seen in UFC history, but he's a very slick striker, very fast, has very good footwork, and like I said, some of the best takedown defense in the 170 division. And I believe that, like I said, he'll beat Islam. And then let's take a look at his only loss that he had to Shavkat. Listen, mind you, okay, he may have lost the fight, but he was the only person in Shavkat's MMA. He was the only person to ever go the distance in with Shavkat. Nobody. Look. Let me show you guys. Shavkat only decision win over Ian Garry. Submitted Stephen Thompson. Submitted Jeff Neal. Submitted Miguel Magny. Knocked out Carson Harry. Submitted Mikel Practice. Submitted Oliveira. And then look at this. Knocking out and submitting everyone outside the UFC. So Machado Garry was the first person to go the distance. And obviously Kamaru Usman's not in the conversation. It's between either these two. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I know a lot of you guys are going to say Michael Morales, because I guarantee you a lot of the majority of it is him being undefeated. But let's take a look at his last two other fights against Michael. Look at his fight against Michael Page. We all knew the outcome in that fight. We all knew that Michael Page was getting dominant. It's the wrestling. Michael Page is not considered the best wrestler, guys. So we all knew that was gonna happen. But hey, whoever you guys say he's boring, let's take a look at this fight. And you guys are saying, but you don't know that if you didn't watch the fight. I watched the fight, guys. This was a close fight. Jeff Neal could have possibly won. This is probably one of the most entertaining fights that Machado Garry ever had. So you guys can't say he never has interesting fights, because this fight was very interesting, especially when it came to like the scramblings and reverses and the striking volume. It was very good. And listen, he's dominant. Before that, he was dominating everyone. Went in and dominated Jordan Williams, Darren Weeks, Gabe Green, Corinne Song, knocked out Daniel Rodriguez. Well, Daniel Rodriguez is okay. Then dominated Miguel Magny, beat Jeff Neal, dominated Michael Page. They lose to Shavkat, dominated Carlos Prates on like a 2 weeks notice, and it dominates the former world champion Bilal Muhammad. who, mind you, I went 5 hard rounds in his last fight against Jack Della Mandolino. So now, who do I think deserves the title shot? Ian Machado Garry deserves the title shot all day, every day. You guys can tag me in the comments if you guys disagree, but he's more dominant. He's proved that he has the cardio. He has the takedown defense. He has the speed. He has the slick striking to beat Islam Makhachev, unlike Michael Morales, who just knocked people out in the first round. We gotta see him against we gotta see him in a 5-round fight. There's not that much options. I get that. But maybe he fights the winner of Sean Brady and Joaquin Buckley, and if Joaquin Buckley does win that fight, you guys, we've been wanting this fight. Joaquin Buckley and Michael Morales. So Joaquin Buckley wins the next fight, fight him. Have that be a 5-round fight, not a 3-round, 5-round fight. But that will be the end of the video, guys. Comment down below if you guys agree if Ian Machado Garry should deserve a title shot, or comment down below if Michael Morales deserves a title shot. Whatever one you guys want to say. But that will be the end of the video. I'll see you on the next one. I'm out. Peace.